The screaming started before the movie ended. The lights in the theater flashed bright blue, then went completely dark. The huge screen at the front began to crack, not like glass in a movie, but like something was pushing from the other side. Then the screen opened. Not a tear. Not a glitch. It opened like a door. A tall metal figure stepped out slowly, its eyes glowing blue. Wires hung from its arms. Its face smiled, but the smile did not feel happy at all. On the broken screen behind it, words burned in white letters for everyone to see. Sister Location 11, only in cinemas, January 6th. People screamed. Someone fell down the stairs. Someone else tried to run. The exit doors slammed shut. Locked. A calm voice filled the theater. Welcome to Sister Location 11. Please remain seated. The metal figure tilted its head. And the countdown began. Earlier that day, January 6th felt normal. School was back. Homework was boring. The cold air made everyone want to stay inside. That was why the message felt exciting. One night only. Sister Location 11. Only in cinemas. Ryan stared at his phone. This has to be fake. It's not, said Ben. My uncle works downtown. He saw the posters go up this morning. Olivia frowned. That makes it worse. Behind them, Ethan shrugged. It's just a movie. We'll be fine. The movie theater sat on the edge of town. It was old and quiet, like people forgot it was still there. The sign flickered blue, and one letter didn't light up at all. The building looked darker than everything around it. Olivia slowed down. Why does this place feel wrong? But it's open, Ryan said. Look. Lights are on. Inside, the lobby was silent. No music. No workers walking around. Just the hum of lights and the smell of old popcorn. A man stood behind the ticket counter. He did not smile. 4 tickets, Ryan said. The man slid the tickets across slowly. Screen 11. Once the movie begins, the man said, please do not leave your seat. Ben laughed nervously. That's a weird rule. The man said nothing. They walked into the theater. It was half full. Teenagers whispering. A few adults sitting alone. Everyone looked excited, but something felt off. The lights were already dim. Ethan leaned over. I've got a bad feeling. The movie did not start with previews. It started with a black screen. A slow beeping sound filled the room. Beep. 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 A digital clock appeared. 11:59 p.m. Ryan felt his chest tighten. The clock changed. 12 a.m. The movie began. At first, it felt normal. Dark rooms. Underground halls. Security cameras watching empty spaces. Animatronics standing still behind glass. Creepy, but normal. 10 minutes passed. Then someone near the front stood up. Is the sound supposed to be this quiet? The movie froze. The theater lights flickered blue. Some people laughed. Then the exit doors slammed shut. Hard. People gasped. Someone ran to the doors and pulled. Locked. The screen went black. White words appeared. No exit. No pause. Ryan pulled out his phone. No signal. Olivia whispered, Ryan! I don't like this. The speakers crackled. A calm voice spoke. Welcome to night 1. Something banged above them. Dust fell onto the seats. A vent near the screen started to shake. The screen flickered back on. The clock now read 12:07 a.m. The movie continued, but the sounds felt wrong. Footsteps sounded closer than they should. Breathing sounded real, like someone was right behind them. The vent burst open. Something fell out. A metal arm hit the floor with a loud clang. It moved. Fingers scraping. People screamed. The arm dragged itself forward, slow and loud. Then the screen glitched. Blue static filled the theater. And the movie ended. The screen cracked. And the animatronic stepped out. Now, in the present, The metal figure stood in the aisle, taller than the seats. Its body was scratched and worn, like it had been used too many times. Its blue eyes moved slowly across the crowd. Ryan whispered, "This isn't part of the movie." The animatronic turned its head. Like it heard him. The calm voice returned. "Night 1 has begun." The animatronic took one heavy step forward. People ran. Seats flipped. Drinks spilled. Someone fell and didn't get back up. Ryan grabbed Olivia's hand. "Run!" They ran toward the side aisle. Ben and Ethan followed close behind. They reached the exit door. Ryan slammed into it. It didn't move. Behind them, the animatronic made a soft clicking sound. Almost like laughing. The screen turned on again, showing the theater from above, like a security camera. A red dot blinked in the corner. Rec. A timer appeared. 12:10 a.m. Olivia stared at the screen. "It's watching us." The animatronic suddenly moved faster. Ryan turned to run. And the screen cracked open again. This time, it showed a long underground hallway. Bright white lights. Cameras lining the ceiling. Warning signs on every door. Words appeared. Sister location, security access. The front doors burst open. Not to the lobby. To the hallway. The animatronic stopped and pointed. "Proceed," the voice said calmly. The timer kept counting. And the hallway lights turned on. The hallway lights turned on all at once. Bright white. Too bright. Ryan stood frozen at the doorway, staring into the long underground hallway that had opened where the theater doors used to be. The walls were smooth metal, clean and cold, nothing like the old theater behind them. Cameras lined the ceiling, their lenses slowly turning, following every move. Behind them, the animatronic stayed in the aisle. Watching. Olivia's hand shook in Ryan's. "I don't want to go in there." Ben looked back at the theater. It was completely dark now. No seats. No screen. Just shadows. The only thing visible was the faint blue glow of the animatronic's eyes. Something scraped softly in the darkness. The calm voice returned. "Please proceed to the security level. Remaining here is unsafe." Ethan whispered. "Unsafe how?" The animatronic took one slow step forward. That was enough. "Go!" Ryan shouted. They ran into the hallway. The doors slammed shut behind them with a loud crash that echoed again and again. The sound made Ryan's ears ring. The air felt cold, like a freezer. Their footsteps echoed loudly on the metal floor. The cameras clicked as they followed, red lights blinking. Olivia looked up. "Why are there so many cameras?" "So we don't miss anything," the voice answered. Ben stopped walking. "Who are you?" "I am the system," the voice said. "I keep everything running." The hallway split into two paths. One glowed blue. The other glowed red. A screen on the wall turned on. Choose route. Blue, maintenance. Red, performance floor. Ethan pointed to blue. "Maintenance sounds safer." "Or boring," Ben said. "Red is probably worse." Behind them, something hit the door they came through. Once. Twice. Hard. Ryan didn't think. "Blue. Now!" They ran down the blue-lit hallway. The lights here flickered softly, buzzing like they might go out. The walls felt closer, like the hallway was slowly shrinking. At the end was a heavy metal door with a glowing hand symbol. Ben pressed his palm to it. The door slid open with a hiss. Inside was a small control room. Screens covered every wall, each showing different places. The theater. The lobby. Long hallways. Dark rooms with animatronics standing still. One screen showed the animatronic from the theater. It was moving. Slowly walking toward the hallway door they had used. A digital clock glowed above the screens. 12:30 a.m. Text appeared under it. Shift 1, active. Olivia frowned. "Shift?" the voice answered. "You are now temporary staff." Ryan blinked. "What?" A new message flashed. Task: maintain power. In the middle of the room stood a tall lever. It shook slightly, like it was barely holding together. Ryan grabbed it. This controls the lights. He pulled the lever down. The lights in the control room flickered. On one screen, the hallway lights turned on brighter. The animatronic on the other screen froze mid-step, one foot lifted off the floor. Ben gasped. It stopped. A loud beep sounded. Power draining. The lever shook harder. Ethan pointed at a screen showing the ceiling vents. Look! Something crawled past the camera. Smaller than the main animatronic. Faster. Its eyes glowed blue as it moved upside down. Olivia whispered, "There's more than one." The lights flickered again. The voice spoke softly. "Darkness increases movement." The lever snapped upward. The room went dark. For 1 second. Then red emergency lights turned on. On the screen, the smaller animatronic dropped from the ceiling and landed right outside the control room door. Its head twisted as it stared into the camera. Olivia screamed. "It's right there!" The screen flashed. Task failed. Retry required. Ryan slammed the lever back down with all his strength. The lights burst on. The animatronic outside the door froze inches from the handle, its metal fingers stretched forward. Everyone froze too. The clock changed. 1 a.m. Ben let out a shaky laugh. Okay, we can do this." The voice returned. "Acceptable performance. Proceed to the next area." A door on the far side of the control room slid open, revealing another hallway. This one was darker, lit only by blue lights along the floor. Ryan shook his head. "I don't like this." "You are progressing correctly," the voice said. Behind them, the screens flickered. The frozen animatronic's finger moved. Just a little. "Now!" Ethan shouted. They ran through the open door. The hallway sloped downward. Warning signs covered the walls. Old posters showed smiling animatronics, but their faces were scratched out. The floor vibrated with a low hum that Ryan could feel in his legs. At the end of the hallway was a massive room. A wide stage filled the far wall. Animatronics stood on it. 11 of them. All white. All smiling. All perfectly still. Olivia whispered, "Don't move." The door behind them slammed shut. Locked. A screen above the stage turned on. Performance mode, active. Please remain still. Blue spotlights turned on one by one. The animatronic's eyes lit up. Blue. 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 One animatronic stepped off the stage. Then another. Then a third. The lights went out. And something whispered Olivia's name from the darkness. Olivia stopped breathing. The whisper came again, closer this time. "Olivia!" It did not sound human. It sounded like metal trying to remember how to speak. Ryan felt his legs shake. Ben's mouth was open, but no sound came out. Ethan slowly turned his head, afraid of what he might see. The blue spotlights flickered back on. The animatronics were closer. Much closer. They stood in a wide circle around the 4 of them, 11 tall shapes with glowing blue eyes. Their smiles were frozen and wide, like masks stuck to their faces. One by one, their heads tilted, as if they were studying the kids. A soft ding echoed through the room. The screen above the stage changed. 1:01 a.m. Night 1, complete. Night 2, beginning. Ryan whispered, "There's more than one night?" The calm voice answered, "Sister Location 11 requires full participation." One animatronic lifted its arm. Another took a step forward. Another dragged its metal foot across the floor. Ryan shouted, "Run!" They ran. The animatronics did not chase fast. They followed. Slow. Heavy. Certain. Each step they took shook the floor. A door slid open on the side of the stage, glowing blue. Ryan grabbed Olivia and pulled her toward it. Ben and Ethan followed, slipping on the smooth floor. The door slammed shut behind them just as metal hands slammed into it. The hallway beyond was long and narrow. Blue lights ran along the floor, flickering like they were tired. Ben bent over, breathing hard. Where are we now? A screen on the wall turned on. Security level, core. The calm voice returned, but it sounded different now. Lower. Less friendly. You have entered the core of sister location. I want to go home, Olivia whispered. The hallway opened into a huge control room. Bigger than anything they had seen before. Screens covered every wall, all showing different camera angles. Buttons, levers, and wires filled long metal tables. In the center was a thick glass window. Ryan walked closer. Below the glass was a massive room, filled with animatronics. Dozens of them. Standing shoulder to shoulder. All looking up. All smiling. Ethan whispered. They were waiting for us. A digital clock appeared on the main screen. 2 a.m. Text flashed beneath it. Task: maintain system balance. 3 large controls were labeled clearly. Lights. Doors. Sound. The lights control began to shake. Ryan grabbed it and pulled it up. The room filled with cold blue light. Below the glass, some animatronics froze mid-step. Ben ran to the door's control and pushed it up. On one screen, heavy metal doors slammed shut around the lower room. Olivia pointed. The sound! A low humming noise filled the control room. It made Ryan's head hurt. Below, animatronics began to move again. Slowly. Carefully. Turn it off! Ethan shouted. Ryan slammed the sound control up. Silence. The animatronics froze again. Everyone breathed. The clock changed. 2:45 a.m. The voice spoke softly. They learned quickly. The lights flickered. 2 controls dropped at the same time. Ryan and Ben rushed to push them back up. Below the glass, animatronics began stacking on top of each other. One climbed onto another's shoulders. Then another climbed higher. Metal hands reached upward. They're climbing! Olivia screamed. The control room shook. Something slammed into the door behind them. Once. Twice. Harder each time. A crack spread across the metal door. The clock jumped. 3:30 a.m. Ethan's voice shook. How much longer? The voice paused. Until 5 a.m., it said. If balance is maintained. The lights went out. Total darkness. Something smashed into the glass window. The sound was loud and close. Red emergency lights snapped on. An animatronic face was pressed against the glass. Its smile was wider than the others. Its blue eyes stared straight at Olivia. Olivia screamed. The lights control snapped down. Ryan threw his whole body against it. The lights burst back on. The animatronic froze inches from the glass. The clock changed again. 4:15 a.m. The voice sounded broken now. Completion is near. The door behind them exploded inward. Metal flew across the room. 2 animatronics stepped inside the control room. Their eyes locked onto Ben. Ben grabbed a chair and threw it. It bounced off one animatronic and fell uselessly. The animatronics kept walking. All 3 controls dropped at once. Everything went dark. Olivia screamed. Ryan felt cold metal grab his arm. Let go! He shouted. He pulled free and ran to the control panel. With all his strength, he slammed both hands across it. Every control snapped up. The room exploded in blinding blue light. Every animatronic froze. Mid-step. Mid-reach. Mid-grab. The screens flickered wildly. The clock glitched. 4:58 a.m. 4:59 a.m. The entire building went silent. Then, 5 a.m. A loud bell rang through every hallway. The animatronics collapsed where they stood, crashing to the floor like broken toys. The ones below the glass fell in piles, metal hitting metal over and over. Green exit lights turned on. Unlocked. Ryan didn't think. No! They ran. They ran through silent hallways, past frozen faces and dark cameras, past broken stages and fallen animatronics. They burst through a final door into cold morning air. The sun was rising. Cars passed by. Someone walked a dog. Life went on like nothing had happened. It was January 6th. They collapsed on the sidewalk, shaking, laughing, crying at the same time. Behind them, the theater looked normal. Old. Quiet. Closed. Police came later. They said there was no movie. No staff. No cameras. No record of Sister Location 11. The posters were gone. That night, Olivia lay awake in bed, staring at the ceiling. Her phone buzzed. A message appeared. Thank you for attending. Sister Location 11. All shifts complete. Her bedroom light flickered blue. And somewhere, very far away, or maybe very close, something metal smiled.